Today, I have a really, really special guest with me. We all know that we are in times of corona, very depressing times. We are starting with the second phase of lockdown, the countrywide lockdown. From today, we are already into it. What does it have in its store for us is a big question. I do understand you are equally stressed. Many people are sat back at home from today once again, though most are working. Well, as you can see, I'm in the studio. If you are joined with me on Facebook Live, you will be seeing me in the studio. That's kind of a blessing for me to be here. I find it extremely suffocating working from home, but it is a necessity for most of us. From tomorrow onwards, I will again start working from home. So it is a necessity for us to keep ourselves, our families, our communities, our city, and especially the NHS safe. We cannot take the risk of overloading the NHS by being out and about unless it is extremely necessary. And we all know what's necessary. And the most important parts of the businesses which deal with our extreme necessities will be kept open, but we should not go on to visit those places just because we wish to be out of home. So it is the onus to keep the society safe is on us at the minute. However, what is making me happy at the minute is that I'm going to be talking about something which is going to bring life into the situation. It will alleviate your mood, believe me. It's about a company which is looking to employ 250 people amidst this COVID situation. Well, I believe this is going to be the best gift for Christmas. The company is called Bakkavor Desserts. Well, and they are very close to us in Nottinghamshire. So it is the Bakkavor Desserts Newark branch, which is going to be employing 250 people for the same wing. And I have with me Caron Varney. She is the senior HR business partner for Bakkavor Desserts. Hello, Caron.
Hello, Annie.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you.
Working from home?
I am today, yes, yes. I've been working from home quite a lot, but also going onto the site as well.
Okay. So what does it look like when you go onto the site? What kind of precautions, measures been already put to place?
Yes, I mean, we've got all COVID measures in place in line with the government guidelines. So when you walk into the site through our reception, there is a temperature checking device, which you walk through just to check people haven't got a temperature. And then as people walk through into the site, we've got various arrangements such as obviously social distancing. We provide visors depending on where you're working in the area. If you're in the factory, there might be screens to protect you depending on which areas you work in.
Okay.
So yes, we've briefed everybody and obviously keep updating people on any new changes.
Great. Sounds really good. Are there any special rules being implemented from today onwards?
We have taken a review really of anybody that is extremely vulnerable that we need to ensure remains off to shield. We're also reviewing people that we might be able to make some adjustments for to allow them to return to work. But in the main, it's really considering anyone that needs to shield. And also really looking again, can anyone on site work from home where it's possible?
Okay. Wow. So there is a possibility for working from home as well.
Yes.
But I think it's not feasible for factory workers, as I can imagine.
No, it's mainly I suppose office-based roles where it's more practical.
Hmm. Yes. So, can you give me a little idea, a quick idea about what Bakkavor Desserts is all about? The name gives us some idea that the company is making desserts and making people happy by doing so. And
Yeah,
when we stay back at home, that is the most essential food, I believe, because a bit of sugar always keeps you calm.
yeah.
Although for children, we say the opposite. It makes them energized and they don't go to bed. But I think for adults, that is one way of keeping yourself, calm and
Yeah,
quiet.
absolutely.
So,
Well, Bakkavor is a leading provider of fresh prepared foods. Bakkavor Desserts, we're one of a number of businesses within the group. At the desserts business, we make lots of different delicious desserts. I should think lots of people have already tried them, but probably don't realise.
okay,
We're behind the scenes developing new products and obviously making the products in our factory. And we supply all of the main retailers, such as Tesco, M&S, Morrisons, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, etc.
okay.
So sorts of desserts that you may be familiar with: eclairs, donuts, profiteroles, trifles, just to name a few.
Oh,
So
wow.
yes, very very tasty.
Mm. Yes, yes. So, how many branches, how many sites do you have in the UK?
There are 24 sites across the UK, and there's actually 4 distribution centres as well.
Okay.
I think that we employ about 20,000 colleagues across the UK.
Oh, that's quite a good number.
Mm.
So, all these uh, employments, the opening in employment is coming on for only one site? Is it just for
Um,
the Newark site?
yeah, we've got opportunities at other sites within the group as well. So a number of sites are recruiting, but I'm here today just to talk to you mainly about the site in Newark.
Oh, okay. Very good. So, and there are 250 openings here. Can you elaborate on what kind of work people should be looking for? I mean, what kind of people should apply? What are the different kind of abilities you are looking for? And what kind of jobs are being offered? So, if you can
Okay.
kindly elaborate.
Yes, that's fine. Well, we've got a range of roles in the factory, from assembly operatives, forklift truck drivers, hygiene operatives, bakery operatives. So quite a wide range of roles. These are available across our different shifts, so either on day shift, on evening shift, or nights. So in terms of what we're looking for, really, ideally, it's somebody with previous experience in the factory. But if not, that's not essential. As long as colleagues, I suppose, are able to work well in teams, have got a can-do attitude, and are able to have basic English, to be able to communicate in English, then that's really what we're looking for. We provide the training when people start, such as food hygiene training, health and safety training on arrival. So that's not essential.
Okay. So, how come you are taking in so many people at this point of time when other big businesses are actually people are going out of jobs from many industries,
Yeah.
and things are looking very grave? How is it that Bakkavor Deserts has so many openings? It's really a blessing for people in this area, living in this area and looking for work. But from your perspective, what do you see? How has it been possible?
Yes. Well, we've been very fortunate. Our site's been invested in heavily over the last few years.
Okay.
So we've been able to expand the products that we make for our customers. And we're always busy normally in the run up to Christmas.
Uh,
But we're very excited we're able to offer all of the roles on a permanent basis, which is great. As you say, there's just so many, every day you hear different stories about companies having to make people redundant. So it's excellent news that we've got these vacancies.
mhm. Yes, definitely. So, as you said, another very interesting information that we have got from Caron is that these are all permanent roles. Do I understand you right, Caron?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes.
They're all
Okay.
permanent.
That's again a big blessing. So it's not on temporary basis. All these
No.
250 people will be absorbed on permanent basis. So this is really lovely. As you say, that there's always need for people before Christmas. So are there more and more openings every year before Christmas, or is it something special this year?
Yes, we certainly do get busy before Christmas. I think this year, as I said, we've had quite a big investment in the last 2 years on our site,
Mm-hmm.
expanding the factory, and that has meant that actually this year we've got more opportunities to fill. So, you know, as a result of that, we're able to expand the number of opportunities on a permanent basis so that we can cope with the additional demand that we see.
Okay, coming to a more crucial point, I don't know whether it's best for you to discuss. Please feel free to tell me if it is not. But I was wondering what could be the rate of pay be like, or I mean, what would be the hourly pay? So people, our listeners get to understand whether, I mean, how quickly should they jump to take the opportunity?
We offer really good rates of pay. They're all above the minimum wage. Ranges from £9.22 on day shift after completing a probationary period, and that's for assembly operatives. For multi-skilled roles, £10.91 per hour. We've got an evening and night shift, which we offer premiums for. So they're higher rates of pay. So on evenings, would be £10.11. On nights, £11.53 for assembly operatives. Forklift truck drivers, again, get additional recognition for their skills. So varying rates, but all very competitive.
Okay, well, that sounds good. What about the perks related to the jobs?
Well, in addition to the good rates of pay, we offer a stakeholder pension scheme. We've got life cover. We offer a range of online discounts for over 3,000 retailers, which colleagues can use. We offer hot drinks that are free on site. We've also got a staff shop where we stock products from the different sites within Bakkavor that we make, which employees can buy at discounted rates. So it's a great opportunity either whilst they're at work or to take home for their family. We've also, the money that's invested in the staff shop is actually used to pay for employee events on site or local charity activities. We've also got a BAFTA recognition scheme, so colleagues can be nominated for a BAFTA if they've gone above and beyond against one of our values. So they're just some of the things we do.
Okay, that counts to a lot. So the perks are really good. They are very interesting ones. First thing, jobs at this point of time during the pandemic. Then Christmas is knocking at the door. So a permanent placement in an established factory or company like Bakkavor Desserts is really a good news. To add to it, the pay scale is good, the hourly pay is really good, and the perks added to them.
Yes, I mean, it can be quite a tough environment because most of our factory is chilled. And obviously, if people aren't used to that, it can feel quite cold. We do provide, obviously, a fleece for everybody so that they can wear that to keep warm. But what I would say is people make the difference. I think, people build up friendships at work, and, we've got lots of examples of that. I would say testament to that, we've got lots of people that are long serving with us. So 50% of our colleagues have been with us more than 5 years. And 90% have been with us more than a year. So, it's quite a long-serving workforce. We're quite multicultural on the site, and we like to celebrate diversity. I would say as well, if you work hard, it's recognised. There are lots of opportunities to progress, and all of our roles are advertised internally. So if you want to progress in the business, you can. There are opportunities. Got lots of examples of people that have progressed, from joining in the factory to actually progressing to a management position. So, that's very good as well.
Yes, indeed. As you said, vacancies which are opened in-house, and you can progress from where you are to that means if you have aspiration in your career, this can be a place where you get to start and then to move up the ladder, which is really, really good. So, do you need candidates to go through a certain kind of training before they can progress from one role to another, or is it just their work experience that helps them move up? Is there a kind of a strategy that the company has for people to move up the ladder?
Yes, I would say it's probably a bit of both. If people have got previous experience, that can clearly be taken into account when they apply for different roles. What we always would do in the first 3 months when people join, they go through some basic training on site. So they'd go through food hygiene, health and safety, and general induction training. And then they would be learning about the role that they're undertaking in their area. And after that 3-month period, people can then apply to undertake other roles within the business. We do encourage that, and certainly we have an appraisal process which we use to obviously review people's performance and understand people's career wishes, which can obviously help. We also advertise all of our roles. We've got like an internal notice board, but also they're advertised online, so people can apply for those, and talk to their manager if it's something they're interested in.
Okay, so for our listeners who have been listening very patiently, you have heard much of a good news from Caron, and as she explains, and as I understand very clearly, this is a good place to start your career, or if you are out of job at the minute, if you are looking for better opportunities, then this can be the right place. But Caron, what would be the way for people to apply? What is it that, where do they get to see about Bakkavor?
Yes, well, there are two ways they can apply. So either online, which is at www.bakkavor.com, and /careers. So once they select careers on the Bakkavor website, they can then select the relevant site. So we'll have all of the other vacancies on there at other sites. But if they're interested in Newark, they can select the Newark site, and then also the shift pattern they're interested in, and they'll see what roles are available. If somebody wants to apply by telephone, that's an option. So if they'd like to talk to somebody about the role, they can call 0345 266 1843 and selecting option.
Would you like to repeat the number?
Yes, it's 0345 266 1843.
1843. When I wrote it down for myself. 0345 266 1843. Is it right?
Correct.
Yes. To the listeners, have you noted it down for yourself? It's 0345 266 1843. You can give them a call if you would like to apply. You can go on the website, and there will be advertisements on other job sites. Is it correct, Caron?
Yeah, so it's on bakkavor.com /careers.
Yes.
And that's where you can find the role. I think it's also on Indeed as well.
Okay, great. So you have multiple opportunities. It's just for you to grab the opportunity. To make it a little more, or should I say, to accommodate our listeners with the kind of experience they can go through or when they apply. You have said they can choose their role, they can choose the shift, so they get the opportunity to express themselves right from the scratch.
Yes.
Can you elaborate a bit more on what the interview process would be like? What should they be expecting or prepare themselves? Yeah. How should they prepare themselves?
Yeah, so there's initially, so when somebody decides to apply, there is initially a phone interview, and that's just to understand fully about the role that they're interested in. Just to check they can get to the site, and then a link is sent to them to complete a basic English language test to ESOL entry level 2, and that can just be completed at home, and then a final stage is an interview with the line manager for the area for the role that they're interested in. I think it's quite useful just to think about any relevant experience they have, maybe any examples when they've worked in a team, and about their working on their own initiative. And it'll be useful just to share those examples when they're in an interview with the line manager.
Okay. Would you give any suggestions as to how our candidates should prepare themselves for the roles, for the interview and the role?
Yes. Well, I just think probably worth them deciding what shift is going to be suitable for them, and also which role they'd be most interested in. And then once they have done that, sort of thinking about what experience they've got that might be relevant, or also if it's not directly relevant, how it could be, maybe useful in terms of different past experiences. And then they can be ready to share those when they obviously have their interviews on the phone and also with the line manager. And I think just be themselves, really. Okay,
but there is no kind of written, apart from the English test, ESOL, there will be no other written application to go with it.
When they go online, they will be asked to submit their details, their application details. And obviously if they call on the phone, again, they'll just be asked to send either their CV or provide some details over the phone.
Oh, okay. Okay. So if you are trying to apply for the very first time in your life, if you have been waiting for the best opportunity to start with, these are the few things you need to consider. Be yourself. First thing first, be yourself. Believe in yourself. And then, whatever it is, whether you come with experience or you are just starting fresh but are ready to are energetic and are ready to give your best to the company, this can take you to a completely different world of experience. And when you start with a food company, I can vouch it's a very, very good experience. If you are a foodie, that's an added advantage because you actually learn a lot from being there in the environment. Having said that, Karen, I have a very interesting question to ask. Are there any new desserts coming in from Bakkavor Dessert for Christmas? Should we be waiting for
Yes,
something special?
yes, definitely. I think we've got about 32 new products that are being launched over the next.
32. Wow, that's really interesting. Tell
I
me a few of
know.
them.
One example, got a few examples. The Marks and Spencer's Golden Ball profiteroles, and Marks and Spencer's Santa hats. So I'm sure they'll go down very well.
Okay.
We've also got for Sainsbury's a chocolate and clementine log. Taste the difference. And then for all of our other customers, we've got things like profiterole stacks, different trifles, various different products, shoe reefs. I think Waitrose, we've got a shoe reef that we're going to be launching. So there's some fantastic products, and it's a great time to sort of look at the desserts and try them out.
Okay. Completely out of the way question. Is there a way to order online?
Oh gosh, yes. Yes, I believe so. I believe all of the
Because
stores
at this time, we don't even know how the market will look by Christmas. So we must know whether we are allowed to order online and maybe place orders for our friends and family. I think that's something really interesting, and I have started thinking about it right now. How to send gifts and especially food and sweets out to my family and friends. For this upcoming season, festive season, it does not look like it's going to be well. Not that I'm not optimistic about it. I am very optimistic. I'm very much hopeful that things will be under control, but still maybe not too safe to be out and about, to be reaching out to family or friends and putting their health at stake by just kind of carrying all these things to them. Rather, I would go by the protocols that will be laid down for us. But I'll not stop myself from doing a bit of online shopping, and that would definitely include food. And because I'm a foodie myself, I absolutely love, and especially I love desserts. So I'm thinking, what are the different avenues I can, take opportunity of, and maybe buy them for myself, my family, and send them to friends and family. So yes, this really, really looks very interesting to me, and thank you, Karen, and loads of thanks for handing out this. This is a real gift before Christmas, and thanks to Bakkavor New York side for making this happen at this point of time. We all know many people are out of work at this point. This is nothing but sheer happiness. Sharing it with the community. I don't know why I'm feeling that, well, this definitely is part of a need. A company needs people to work for itself. Still, many companies are extremely unhappy at this point in time because they have to let their employees go. They can't retain them. Although the government is making its best effort, there's a furlough scheme, there's so much going on for retaining their employees. Still, every now and then we get to hear some bad news coming our way. At this point, Bakkavor Desserts from New York is giving us a beautiful gift for Christmas. They're offering 250 placements. And if you are the lucky one, then why not? Just go ahead, apply for it. Even if you think, now there's one thing I personally would recommend is do not judge yourself. Let the others sitting on the other side of the table judge you. You just try your best. You just apply. That's what I think should be your attitude at the minute. One last question, Karen. Do you think you'll be able to fill in these vacancies, 250 vacancies at this point? It is a crisis point. Many people are isolating. I've heard of huge number of people isolating. Particularly, I shouldn't say this, I'm not making any comment, but the education sector is completely open. Schools and colleges, universities are open. Some of the offices are running on, people have to come in, they don't have a choice. So, the infection rate of infection has still not gone down. It's just going up and up, and too many people are isolating. Do you really believe you'll be able to fill in all the 250 roles before Christmas or during this time?
Yeah, I mean, that is a good question. We've had a lot of interest in the last few weeks. The roles were advertised a few weeks ago, and we have had lots of applications. So all I would say is that we do need, if people want to apply as soon as possible. I think from the 250 vacancies we've had a lot of those actually being filled in the last few weeks. And so I think we've got about 80 vacancies remaining of those already.
Okay. Okay, so you have already got so many people. So it's just the last 80 vacancies remaining, right? And is there a special segment where all these 80 vacancies are left out, or it's spread out
Yeah.
all across?
Yeah, it's spread across all of the roles I mentioned earlier. So really sort of assembly operatives, forklift truck drivers, hygiene operatives, quite a range really, and across all of the shifts.
Okay, okay. So if you are willing to apply, make it real quick because there's only 80 of them left. Well, and how quickly do they start their work? What is the turnaround time from application to absorption?
Yes, normally about, I would say, one to 2 weeks, typically
1 to 2.
about a week. But obviously we need to then book them once they've been successful, book them onto an induction. So yeah, normally 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay. Sounds good. I would like to reiterate a few of the points in the language of the community, with the most popular language of the community. I want you to understand, आप लोगों को समझने की ज़रूरत है कि Bakkavor Deserts न्यूयॉर्क का जो साइट है वहाँ पर 250 वैकेंसीज थी. एट द मिनट 80 वैकेंसीज अभी भी ओपन हैं. आप का कोई भी स्किल सेट हो, एक्सपीरियंस्ड हो, या आप बिल्कुल स्क्रैच नए सिरे से स्टार्ट करना चाहते हो इस इंडस्ट्री में, या फिर आप बिल्कुल ही फ्रेशर हो, किसी के लिए भी ये बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी है इस वक्त जबकि बहुत सारी कंपनियां अपने लोगों को छोड़ रही है, उनकी जॉब्स चले जा रहे हैं, या फिर लोग घर पर बैठे हैं, या आपका बिजनेस अच्छे से नहीं चल रहा है तो आप कुछ और सोच रहे हैं किसी तरह अपने आप को किसी और काम में इन्वॉल्व किया जाए. ये सारे रोल्स जो हैं ये परमानेंट रोल्स हैं. क्रिसमस से पहले ये बहुत ही एक अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी है आपके लिए. तो पीछे मत हटिए. अगर आपको ट्राई करना है तो जस्ट गो अहेड, मेक अप योर माइंड, गिव देम अ कॉल. उनका फ़ोन नंबर है 0345266143. आप यहाँ कॉल करके अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. आप उनके वेबसाइट पर जाकर अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं और आपको जॉब साइट्स पर भी बैकओवर डेजर्ट न्यूयॉर्क, आपको न्यूयॉर्क सिलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा साइट, और आप किस तरह के रोल्स के लिए अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं और आप कौन से शिफ्ट के लिए अप्लाई करना चाहते हैं, ये सारा आपको खुद सिलेक्ट करने का चॉइस दिया जाएगा. उसके बाद ये बहुत लंबा प्रोसेस नहीं है, 1 से 2 हफ्ते में ही आपको पता चल जाएगा कि क्या आप भाग्यवान हैं, क्या आप लकी हो रहे हैं. यू विल गेट टू नो ऑल अबाउट दैट. सो व्हाई wait? Grab the opportunity, and I bring an end to this episode of Voice with the good news that there's still hope. Thank you, Caron. Thank you for the good news that you have shared with us, and thank you to all the listeners. I'll take you back to the track. Can you hear me, Caron?
Yes, thank you, Anu.
Okay. Hope it was okay.
Yes, it was good. Thank you. Thanks for that.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.